National Party in Bullsop, in Southeast St. Elizabeth. Next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Comrade Mark Jefferson Golden.
March, we are march, 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 we are march, march, march. Now we are marching on to progress. Time comes, so we along. Now we don't hear what the liberals say or what they say we are. Now we need to fight the liberal right and to set Jamaica free. We are
yeah. All blood and fire, comrades. Big up on yourself. Comrade Chairman, Mario Mitchell, all of the comrades on the platform, councillors, candidates. I want to specially make mention of the 3 candidates who are here from the parish of St. Mary. Comrade Zolika Jess. St. Elizabeth, what is the same? Why am I all over the place? Yeah. Every day is a different parish, trust me. Comrade Zolika Jess from Northeast. Comrade Miranda Wellington from Southwest. And of course, the man in the moment, a man who has been a brethren of mine for some time now, and has been a great supporter, Vice President of the People's National Party, and your next Member of Parliament, Comrade Norman Scott. And I want to say a special big up to Comrade Patricia up in Northwest. You know, I know he's putting in a sterling work up there. And I heard there was a terrible fire up there today and she had to be attending to the issues. So, you know, enough respect due. Comrades, first of all, I want to say to everybody here how wonderful it is to see you, a sea of comrades here in Bull Savannah. Yeah, man. We have been on the road. I think we started up in Gutters at 12 o'clock midday, and we traveled all over the constituency. And everywhere we went, the people were happy to see us. And I can feel the energy of the People's National Party flowing like a magnet through Southeast St. Elizabeth. 1 and 2 little green people were around, and we hail them up same way. And you want to see them a dance to our music? Them love our music, is a man. But comrades, I feel good. I feel encouraged. You know, I'm on the road a lot, as I just said. On Wednesday, I was in East Rural St. Andrew, and the vibe was very powerful and strong, same way there. So the PNP is back as a powerful force in Jamaica. And you know, when they called the election back in 2020, in a COVID, you know, it was a difficult time for us then. And of course, we suffered a bad beating. And I became your president in November 2020. And we've spent our time building back the party, building back the unity, building back the policy platform, getting the people of Jamaica to know your party leader, pointing out the weaknesses, pointing out the illegalities and the criminalities of this government, standing up for the rights of the people, standing up for the rights of the people when they passed the NIDS legislation with all kind of flaws that would have been taken away rights of the Jamaican people. And we took it to court and we won the case, and they had to start from scratch to build back NIDS without those flaws. The state of emergency, they were using it like confetti, spraying it around like curfew, when the state of emergency is in the Constitution as the last mechanism for the protection of the state from subversion and overthrow. And it was an abuse of that mechanism.
Embarrassing.
And thousands of Jamaican youths were scraped up and put in detention. Many of them lost their work. Many of them were criminalized by the associations that they made while in detention. And the crime rate didn't go down. In fact, it went up, because it's like a balloon the way they were using it. You squeeze it here and it bulge over there. You squeeze it here and it bulge back over here. We had to take it to court as well. And we also prevented them extending it in the parliament. And the good thing about that, well, first of all, we upheld the Constitution and defended the rights of the people from a tyrannical use of a mechanism not intended to be used in that way. But we also forced the police to focus on a proper policing strategy. A strategy which deals with intelligence and goes after the serious criminals and tries to build cases to prosecute them and hold them accountable for their wrongdoings. And we've seen the benefits over the past year of a new strategy and approach which the police have had to adopt because the state of emergency, which was a kind of false mechanism that really gave them a sense that they were achieving something, but nothing really sustainable was being achieved. And we are fully supportive of our police officers and the police force in their fight against crime and violence. And we congratulate the Commissioner and his team for the progress being made in reducing serious crimes. And we say, don't be afraid to introduce the body worn cameras. You're a professional agency, and if you're complying with the law as you are sworn to do, to serve and protect the public, it will only ensure that you are protected if anybody makes a false accusation against you. And the citizen will be protected from any officer who might be inclined to go beyond what the law allows them to do in the face of danger. But comrades, I've also been reflecting on what nearly 10 years of government on the Labour Party has been like. And comrades, when I think about what the People's National Party has done for Jamaica, the institutions which have been established to develop the country and to uplift the people, and I see nothing in the 10 years of Labour Party government of anything in that nature. The PNP established a National Housing Trust. The PNP established a National Health Fund to support the healthcare needs of Jamaicans. The PNP established the JADEP, the Drug for Elderly program. The PNP established the PATH program for needy Jamaicans. Where would we be without those institutions? They talk about how they think they did a good job in COVID. Where would Jamaica have been in COVID without those institutions to support the people of this country, and the National Health Fund in particular at that time, a PNP institution? Comrades, they haven't built one school in the 10 years. They've established no institutions of development which will sustain our progress going forward. Their track record is poor. The economy is not growing. They say they have a prime minister who's Minister of Economic Growth, but there is no meaningful economic growth. Here in St. Elizabeth, the main manufacturing facility which processes bauxite into alumina at Alpad, locked down, shut down for years What have they done about that? Oh no, they're just talking about, oh well, at the end of this year, the process of reopening will start. Well, if you believe that, you believe anything. Because they are a party of cutting ribbons for facilities which are not ready to be opened, and a party of promises which are not fulfilled. I mean, if we look at it, where are the fixed election dates that were in their 2016 manifesto? Where is the impeachment legislation which they had promised the people? So many things that they promised and haven't delivered. This is why, comrades, we must be proud as members of the People's National Party or supporters of our noble movement. We have done a lot since independence and even from before to uplift the Jamaican people. Our record is like chalk to cheese compared to what they have not accomplished. Even the right to vote in this country is the PNP who fought for that right under Daddy Manley and won the battle with universal adult suffrage in 1944. It was the PNP that fought for self-government and independence. The JLP didn't even want independence. It's the PNP who introduced all the legislation and reforms of the 1970s to make everybody smarty in the country. Eliminate bastardy. No bastard, not there again. Uplift our women with equal rights, equal pay for women, maternity leave, rights for our workers, the Industrial Disputes Tribunal, the Labor Relations and Industrial Disputes Act, Redundancy Pay Act, all of these things. And of course, when it comes to infrastructure, under PJ Patterson, Sangster Airport, look how that has been developed. Norman Manley Airport, look how that has been developed. The Port of Kingston, look how that was developed. Look at Highway 2000, the North-South link. Jamaica is a country now where you can travel around it on the main roads because of the People's National Party on a timely basis. But they have neglected all of the interior roads, all of the scheme roads, all of the farm roads. The roads that the people drive on are roads which are in terrible condition. And it's only because election coming now and they have been behind in the polls for over a year, nearly 2 years. Why they're scurrying around trying to do a little road patching and road repair at the last minute, at the 11th hour. But they can't fool the people, comrades. The people make up their mind. That's why the energy is so powerful for the People's National Party on the ground. And comrades, the next PNP government is going to be focused on making the lives of Jamaican people better. We want to make the healthcare system a place where you are treated with dignity and where you can get a bed when you need a bed, where the machinery is maintained and kept in the working order and condition, so that you don't have to go out to a private place to get your diagnostic test done and have to spend a bag of money. We want to fix the education system because our children are brilliant, but the system is failing them. And we have to deal with early childhood development and primary school education and fix that so that our children enter secondary school literate, they can read and write, numerate, them can do them like arithmetic, and they're ready to do well in high school. We have to support the teachers, the classroom teachers who are the backbone of the education system in the country. Were treated terribly in the salary compensation readjustment that was done. 20% over 3 years. We have to do something for the teachers. We have to make it so that they feel respected and they feel that they should support Jamaica and be the nation builders that they've always been. We're going to do it, comrades, through better motor vehicle concessions, through student loan relief for the teachers, from housing opportunities for the teachers. And of course, we'll be looking at the salaries as the economy improves as well. And similarly for the nurses and the police officers, all of the professions that keep Jamaica going. We have to take care of our people, our professionals, We have to stop the brain drain under the labor rights. Jamaica has the second worst brain drain in the world. Second worst in the world. All our trained people going abroad. Hard to build a nation without the brains of your country being here to develop your country. So we have to deal with that. Housing, a major issue in the country. This government has done pitifully nothing in terms of affordable housing. We plan to build 50,000 affordable houses in the first 5 years. We are going to look at public lands, government lands, not agricultural lands, but other lands that are suitable for housing. We're going to invest those lands in the housing trust, and we're going to develop them as affordable housing, and we're not going to charge the buyer anything for the land value. We're going to give them that, because this government has taken over $100 billion of NHT contributors' funds out of the housing trust to finance the budget over the 9+ years that they have been in office. And comrades, we have some great plans. We have the Porsche program. We're going to complete all Operation Pride schemes around the country. We're going to finish the infrastructure. We're going to make sure that they get their titles and other informal settlements around Jamaica. We're going to make them into proper communities with a good governance structure and give people dignity and give people ownership. We're going to uplift the people of this country, comrades. And for first-time buyers, we're going to establish a $1 billion fund per year in the housing trust. As if you're up to 35 years old and you're trying to buy a house for the first time, you will get a 500,000 grant. What is a grant? A grant is money you don't have to pay back. A grant is money that is invested in you by the government and the PNP to allow you to become an owner on the rock. And comrades, we have many other plans for the housing sector. And in terms of education, every child in need in primary and secondary school will get at least one hot, nutritious meal a day at school. And for those families who are struggling financially with the cost of transportation, we are going to provide a subsidy to you every week to help you to get your children to school and back. And we've costed it out. We're starting with 20,000 families in the country, and we're going to expand it as the economy improves. So comrade, we have many plans. We have plans for the farmers. We will never get free fertilizer as a gift from our country and rip it off and end up selling it through cronies. We will ensure that the farmers of this country who need help get the help they need. We're going to establish the Agricultural Development Fund to do for agriculture what the tourism funds have done for tourism, so that the People's Cooperative Banks have adequate resources to provide soft loans to our farmers so they can finance the inputs and be productive. We're going to invest in storage facilities. We're going to invest in farm roads. We're going to invest in ensuring that Jamaica is a food producer, not just for our people, but so that we can export as well. Because Michael Manley taught us about self-reliance. Michael Manley taught us about eat what you grow and grow what you eat. And we know that nobody out there in other countries is looking after us. We have to look after ourselves. That's why we're the national party, the People's National Party. We're the party of the people, but we're a national party because we're building a nation that must be strong. Comrades, there's work to do, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. And I can assure you that when we form government, it will be a government in which you can be proud. It will be a government in which you can have trust and confidence. It won't be a government that is looking to line its pockets and its friends' pockets with the people's money. The resources of the people must be used for the people. So comrades, I'm depending on you. We are depending on you to do the work that is required to ensure that we are prepared for the election that is about to come on an election day, to ensure that each and every person who has ever voted PNB before or has never voted before but wants to see a better Jamaica, and even some laborites who are disgruntled and disgusted by what they're seeing their government do and feel that they need to learn a lesson so they can wheel and maybe even come again one day in the future, who knows. but we're not even thinking about that. Comrades, I'm asking for your support. I'm asking for your support for Norman Scott as your next member of parliament. Scotty will make you happy. Comrades, you look ready. The vibes feels like you're ready. You sound like you're ready. Are you ready, Bull Savannah? Are you ready, comrades of Southeast St. Elizabeth? Comrades, you look great, you sound great. The word is love. One love, comrades. Keep the fire burning. Blood and fire, comrades. We not give up. We not sell out. Power to the people. Power to the people, I say. God bless you all.